Welcome back. Let us continue with another application question. Now, the first statement says to us, read the scenario below and answer questions that follow. So we are required to read and we have a scenario to use. This is our scenario. We have Sipuru Traders, ST. Sipuru Traders bought raw material from JJ suppliers who did not deliver on time. This results in delays in the manufacturing process. ST is concerned about their productivity levels. That is our scenario over there. Let us see now the question. Identify two business functions that are affected by the challenge in the scenario above. So as we can go back now to our scenario, Sipuru Traders bought raw materials from JJ suppliers who did not deliver on time. So meaning there was a function that played a role there, which was to buy. And then this resulted in delays in the manufacturing process. And there is a function that has to deal with manufacturing, meaning making the product for the business. So the question is asking you now to say, identify the two business functions that are affected by the challenge in the scenario above. So you have to analyze and check which business function is affected and be able to identify, and remember we're talking about two business functions that are affected. And then the scenario further says ST is concerned about their productivity level because the productivity level will be affected, meaning they will end up producing way less because of the delay which was created by a delay, the delay in the production process or manufacturing process was caused by the delay by the supply. So now let us check which two functions are affected over there. So the first one, thinking about bought. Bought meaning to buy. And you have a function that deals directly with buying. And what do we call that function? Because we cannot say the buying function. That will not be considered. So the function that deals with buying raw material from JJ when looking into Sipuru Traders should be the purchasing function. The purchasing function is the one that deals with buying raw material from JJ suppliers who did not deliver on time. That is where the challenge occurred. But there is another function that is affected because they are purchasing what we call raw material. Raw material is what is used to make the product. So there is a function that has to make that product, which is also affected because they do not have the raw material due to the delay. So that function that deals with making, producing, manufacturing the product, we call it the production function. Now, this is the production function. So the two functions now that are affected is the purchasing function. And maybe you would ask yourself to say, what led to the challenge? Who caused, or which function caused the challenge? So the purchasing function caused the challenge because it means they did not buy from a reliable supplier. And we talked about the quality indicators to say a purchasing function has to make sure that they get reliable. And we talked about the purchasing function because we said the purchasing function has to ensure that they get reliable suppliers who offer or render best quality raw material. So the reliability part was affected over there because they failed to deliver on time. But then when you're looking into the production now, it was affected because it means they could not start with their production. They could not start with their production. So let us look into the common error that normally happens when it comes to such a question. So the common error here is that learners fail to identify the correct business function from a given scenario. So it means you should read your scenario at least 3 times or 2 times, figure out, identify the question to say, what is the question looking for? And then you'll be in a better position then to answer accurately so and get the correct response. And then that is how we deal with this question. And then the second question now is to explain how the following business functions contribute to the success of the business. We have the human resource and we have the marketing function. So the first thing that is key is you should not explain what the function means. The question is saying explain how the following business function contributes to the success of the business. So with this question structured in this way, it means you should explain what are the positive results of each function, or what is the best thing the function can do to contribute to the success of the business. So the human resource function, you should know that it deals with workers, it deals with recruiting. Marketing is a function that deals with attracting customers for the business. That is marketing. So when we are explaining how it contributes to the success, this is what we are looking for. This is how you deal with the question. But before that, keep in mind that there is this common error. Learners provide vague or unclear responses when explaining quality indicators of the business function. Instead, they provide the meaning of the business function, which is what I just told you to say. Guard against doing that. The question is not looking for the explanation or the meaning of the function, but it is looking for how the business function can contribute to the success of the business. So this is how the human resource function can contribute to the success. 1, the human resource function needs to make sure that there is a good recruitment policy, meaning to attract the best candidates for the business. And that would help the business to achieve a state of higher productivity. And they should also ensure that there is fair and equitable selection processes. This would help the business to comply with some legislations, such as the Employment Equity Act, which focuses largely on now making sure that they achieve fairness in the process of hiring. And they also have the Broad-Based Black Economic Empowerment Act, which also has the need to hire those who were previously disadvantaged. So that way they'll be complying with such a legislation, which will help the business to lead to success now. The marketing function. This is how the marketing function can contribute to the success of the business. Now, let us see how the marketing function can contribute to the success of the business. They can do so by increasing their market share, meaning increasing the number of customers for the business. Remember, the business owner, the shareholders will be happy as the business increases the number of customers. And remember, the function is your marketing. And with marketing, we're talking about attracting customers. And as they increase their market share, it means if in a market we have 1, 2, or 3, so we have business 1, business 2, and business 3, we are saying if these 3 businesses are competing for 100 customers, increasing market share would mean if business 1 has 20, and business 2 has 30, and business 3 has 50. The marketing function of business 1 and business 2 need to increase the market share of their business because they are sharing only 100 customers. So increasing the market share would say if the business owned by you or owned by me is doing well when it comes to the marketing function and the marketing function is contributing to the success, we would see the number of customers increasing, maybe increasing by 20, meaning we are going to say plus 20, and when we say plus 20, the market share increases to 40, meaning we take that 20 maybe from business 3, to say from business 3 we subtract the 20. So the market share of business 1 has increased by 20 customers, making them to have 40 customers in that particular market. And in the market where they are competing, remember we have business 1, 2, and 3. So that's what we mean by increasing market share. And then they should also win customers by satisfying their needs and building a positive relationship with their consumers. That way they will keep the market share growing further. So with that said, let us take a short break and continue after the mini break.